Hello again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Hall County Sports TV. I'm your host, Gary Glenn. We're kind of getting a little bit deep into the fall now, and football, of course, occupies everybody's mind, and that's what we're going to lead off with this week. In our feature game of the week, saw Lakeview go to 2-0 for the first time since they fielded a varsity team way back in 2008. Lions beat up on Hebron Christian 42-0 on the road this past Friday as the defense pitched a shutout and the offense spread it around. Quarterback Ted Reynolds and running back Caleb Faulkner each had a pair of touchdowns, while Jackson Strickland also scored twice, once receiving and once rushing. John Cox forced a fumble, recovered one, and had an interception for the Lion D. Lions will next play at Pinecrest Academy in Cumming, but that's not until September the 21st. We bring to the show now Coach Matthew Gruen of the Lakeview Lions. And Matthew, congratulations, first of all.
I appreciate it.
You've got a pretty good little winning streak dating back to last season, don't you? You've been playing well since about the middle of last season.
Yeah, we do. We, I guess, 5 in a row for us right now, and hadn't thought about that until somebody mentioned that to us. But, yeah, it feels pretty good. Hopefully we can keep it going. Well,
let's talk about Hebron now. You have to go on the road, and as I said, you have to be proud of both the offense and the defense because they both came to play.
Absolutely. Our defense has been playing extremely well, and we've been having short field. We've forced a lot of turnovers, maybe 6 or 7 in the last 2 games, and it's nice when you start on the 20 or the 30 and going in. It certainly helps the offense out a good bit.
Well, that offense, too, let's talk about that. You got some people, of course, you got 6 touchdowns out of basically 3 guys, right?
Yeah, they're playing well. Our quarterback who, he started, it helps so much for us in our triple option to have a quarterback that has some experience. And he played well the last 4 games last year, and he's just started where he left off, and he's playing extremely well. And then we got Caleb Faulkner at fullback who's playing extremely well. He's rushed for, I guess, 130 each game. So he's playing well. And then, you stop those 2. We've got a Trevor Price and Jackson Strickland who's playing well, who scored twice for us on Friday.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about that option now. When you've got a quarterback that's savvy enough to run the option, what a weapon that is.
It is.
Because it keeps the defense completely off balance.
It does. And he is playing better and better. And it takes time for an option quarterback to get the hang of it, and he's certainly the key to making us go.
All right, let's flip it over. Defense. What's doing it for you over there? I mean, you're playing, like I said, you scored 42 points, gave up none this past game.
Yeah, I tell you, we're forcing turnover. We forced 2 quick turnovers early. You mentioned John Cox, and it gives us the short field. And I tell you, those guys our defensive line's playing well. Alex Oliver's in there, and linebackers playing extremely well. We're forcing a lot of turnovers, and when you do that, you got a chance.
Harold Daniels, the athletic director at North Hall, said, turnovers are like errors in baseball. You give somebody an extra chance that they normally shouldn't have, right? And so, like you said, they give you a short field, and you got to take it back. But then you got to take advantage of that.
We do, and fortunately, right now we are. So hopefully, we can continue to do the turnovers, and hopefully, we'll continue to take advantage of it.
All right, got a week off now. Is it coming at a pretty good time for you, or would you rather have it a little later in the season?
Well, it comes at a good time, but we got a couple people banged up, so there's always rest. But you certainly, when on a streak like this, you want to keep it going too. So it's kind of mixed emotions, I guess.
I'll bet it is. What's the attitude of the school around there now, Matthew?
It's pretty good. It's solid, and it's football seems to get a little bigger every year, and the enthusiasm behind it gets a little bigger every year, and hopefully we can fuel that enthusiasm by playing well. Well,
I talked to you, remember, back at Johnson at the passing camp. You said, my numbers are up. And boy, now that gives you all kinds of options, doesn't it? Because it not only gives you depth, but it increases the pool of talent.
It does. It does. We got 40 kids right now, and we've never had over 20. I think 27 was the most we've ever had. So it's a big deal for us.
Well, what do you know about Pinecrest? Just a brief scouting report.
Not a whole lot. They've only played 1 game, and they'll play this week, and so we'll get to scout them then and see what they got.
All right, Matthew Gruen, thanks for coming in. Good luck to the Lions the rest of the way.
Appreciate it very much.
In other football, now some might regard the Gainesville win as an upset at Buford. The Elephants threw 3 interceptions, turned it over twice more, and still won 19-15. The Gainesville defense held the Wolves to only 65 rushing yards. Quarterback Deshaun Watson had those 3 picks on him, but he also had 3 touchdown tosses as well. The last coming with a little under 8 minutes to go, a 22-yarder to Jay Godlock after Trey Harrison had ripped off a 68-yard kickoff return to the Buford 30. It was Godlock's 2nd touchdown reception of the night. The other Gainesville TD was an 8-yarder to Rodney Lackey, who finished the game with 75 yards receiving. Watson had 113 yards rushing and 192 passing. Next up for Gainesville is a game at Wine to Barra. Barra Bulldogs were thumped by Monroe area 58-14 last Friday. Last week's feature team, Chestatee, jumped on top of West Hall 28-0, only to see the Spartans stage a furious rally and closed within 28-21 before they tightened down and went on to win it 42-21. Jordan DeGraff ran for a touchdown through a touchdown pass, a 40-yarder to Tony Faison. The War Eagles also capitalized on some Spartan mistakes, turning a couple of fumbles and a blocked punt into touchdowns. In fact, Chestatee started the scoring off with a 23-yard fumble return. Cody Humphreys did it in the second quarter. Quan Clark had 114 yards and a touchdown rushing, and Brandon Thompson had 2 running scores for the War Eagles. But West Hall quarterback Zach English threw for 1 touchdown, a 58-yard catch and run by Chase Girard, and he ran for another. West Hall also scored a safety on the Eagles and on a run by Isaiah Rowe. Next up for Chestatee, a game with Eastside, while West Hall will host Lumpkin County. Eastside's Eagles are 2-0. They beat Jackson 27-14 last Friday, while Lumpkin fell to White County 34-7. North Hall and Johnson met at the Brickyard in a battle of unbeatens, and this one was just about all Trojans. T.J. Tate ran for 3 touchdowns and caught a pass from Bradley Brown for another, while Andrew Smith, who also did a little time at quarterback, scored on 2 long runs and an interception return for 40 yards. Brown also had a 39-yard pass to Eric Garner for 6 points, and he would finish 3 for 4 for 111 yards and 2 touchdowns. Smith had 100 yards rushing, and Tate had 82. Modesto Cruz was 7 for 7 on extra points. Now, Johnson did score. They scored late on a 1-yard run by quarterback Paul Barker. Cedric Harris picked up some yardage late after only 27 yards in the first half and finished with 117 yards. After the game, I had a chance to chat with T.J. Tate and Andrew Smith.
Hey, like I said last game, I owed all of my blockers. I just loved them. They came out ready to play. Everybody thought it was going to be an even game, and we just pulled it out.
You got out and jumped on them in a hurry. You made some capitalization off of mistakes they made. You turned them into points. That's always big for the offense, isn't it?
Yes, sir. We just got to do our thing every game. We just got to have heart and keep on believing.
Now, how does it feel to be 2-0? It's been a while since North Hall's been 2-0.
It feels wonderful. It's just a great feeling. It's indescribable.
Keep it rolling against Jefferson.
Yes, sir. We just got to have another great week of practice and just come out ready to play next game.
I got Andrew Smith. Andrew, big night for you in the offense tonight. Had 3 touchdowns and did it in a lot of ways.
Yeah, yes, sir. I tried to, take what the defense gave me, and I had a pick, which was good for the defense, and we played really well all around.
I thought that the option really kept him off balance. I talked to Brad about it as well. You guys, it's a little different here now. The wishbone. Seems though that with 2 games under your belt, you run it pretty well.
Yes, sir. We've been working at it all summer, spring. We're starting to get really fluid with it, and it's starting to click for us. Really good.
And the defense, when they're pitching a shutout for so long, it takes a lot of pressure off the offense, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. We were getting the ball back as soon as we could to that offense because we knew they couldn't stop us on offense. So we were just playing shutout defense.
What's the attitude of the team, Andrew?
It's really hyped up. It's going to be a good year for us.
Got to ask you this before I turn you loose. Which one you like better, football or baseball? I mean, you're a great baseball player.
I'll say both. Like even.
Whichever the season it is,
yes,
huh?
Sir.
All right, got Jefferson coming in next week,
we'll
right?
We'll be ready. Yes, sir, we'll be ready for him.
Now, Jefferson will come into the Brickyard to challenge the Trojans after the Dragons beat Jackson County 28-6. Johnson will host North Murray, and they survived a 57-44 shootout with Dade County. In some other games, Riverside took its lumps in a 41-0 loss to Whitfield Academy. The Eagles travel to Georgia Military for the Military Bowl next. The Bulldogs of GMI are 2-0 after beating Glasscock County 42-26 last Friday. Flower Branch off to its first 0-2 start since 2004 after a very good West Forsyth team held them off 21-14. Branch quarterback Jackson McDonald had 100 yards passing and 41 rushing. Darius Curry scored from the 2 for the first Falcon touchdown. Justin Curry had 203 yards and a short touchdown, set up by a 47-yard pass from McDonald to Jamad Stevens. The onside kick at the end, recovered by the Wolverines with 3:16 left. The Branch travels to the Jungle to play Cedar Shoals next. The Jaguars are 2-0 after their 35-28 win over Elbert County. Well, North Hall is tearing up the cross-country trails. That story and more when we return.
There are moments in life that you wish would last forever. Dreams that really do come true. Treasures worth protecting. And a future to prepare for. Turner Wood & Smith is with you every step of the way. Established in the Gainesville area in 1905. Turner Wood & Smith has become Northeast Georgia's largest independent insurance agency by offering professional service at competitive prices. Turner Wood & Smith, insuring your future since 1905.
Your one-stop spot for complete auto repair is the Auto Works shop on Sprout Springs Road. On everything from oil changes to brakes, new and used tires and tune-ups, even the big jobs like transmissions. The specialists at the Auto Works can have you up and running just like that. You talk about value. The Auto Works will not be undersold on used tires or any locally priced repair job. Ask about special discounts for students and teachers with your ID. That's the Auto Works at 6671 Sprout Springs Road, just past Flowery Branch High and Sprout Springs Elementary Schools. Phone 770-967-1732.
This program is also brought to you by Long Street Cafe, now with 2 locations in Gainesville, 1043 Riverside Terrace and 405 Pearl Nicks Parkway. Open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, Monday through Saturday. Longstreet's got the reputation for Gainesville's fastest drive-through and the best fried chicken you'll ever sink your teeth into. Plus veggies, a full salad bar, and great desserts. Check today's menu at www.longstreetcafe.com. Call a friend and meet them for a hearty meal at Long Street Cafe, where they put the home in the cooking.
I'm back. I'm Gary Glenn. This is Hall County Sports, and we hit the cross-country trail for this segment. And it was a hot and muggy late afternoon at Chesterton last Thursday for the 9th Annual War Eagle Invitational, but a crowded field went off nevertheless. When the pounding of the trail was over, the North Hall boys and North Forsyth girls were champs, with the Chesterton girls and Lakeview boys given the runners-up trophies. After about 3 miles of the 3.1 of the course, the girls' individual race wound up being a sprint to the finish between North Forsyth's Lachlan Corliss, who held off a hard-charging Tori Mullinax of Chesterton, winning by less than half a second, 20:57.5 to 20:57.9. Finishing third was Sarah Beth English of Chesterton, who after a supreme effort stumbled across the finish line in 21:44. Number 9, Shelby Bennett of Chesterton in 23:42. And afterwards, I had a chance to visit with Tori as well as her coach, Megan Pruitt.
She got out to a big lead as you started closing in on her.
I felt strong coming up the hill because it's our course and you know where to push it. And then going down the hill, I can see she was weakening up. But I gave everything I had out there.
Yeah, that was quite a sprint down the finish now. Last 100 meters was something.
Thank you.
What were you thinking?
I have to catch her.
Did you run out of room, or was she going to hold you off anyway?
I think that she would have held me off just because she was really motivated and I was really motivated. She just had a little bit extra to do it. But it was a good race. I'm proud of myself and I'm proud of her too.
All right, Coach Pruitt, tell me about the team finish now. Second as a team, did that surprise you at all?
We were actually aiming for number 1.
Really?
So it's a little disappointing, but at the same time, when all my girls ran so hard, you can't be upset about that. So every single girl probably PR'd today. This is our course. We're home. Obviously, you want to get number 1 when you're at home, but I mean, they rock.
This kind of little shot in the arm for the rest of the season?
Every race we've had so far has been a little motivation. So we're trying to get to the state, and we'd love to win region, and that's our goal. We came into the season with that goal, and we'd like to do it. So that's every day we work towards that.
Now, English and another Chesterton runner actually wound up having to be looked at after the run and all that heat and humidity. Coach Pruitt says it scares her sometimes, the way her girls give everything they have in competition. She can't ask for anything more. The North Hall boys won despite saving most of their varsity for a Saturday meet at Berry College in Rome. Tyler Cicero had an SAT conflict with the Berry meet, so he ran the War Eagle instead and just blew away the competition, 17:48.6. Next closest to him was Lakeview's Dustin Snyder in 18:10. I talked with Tyler.
You jumped out to a big lead and just held them off. Is that the way you like it?
In a race like this, yeah. It wasn't the most competitive race. I know a couple teams weren't running their varsity, and I didn't really expect to get time today, but I did what I could.
Is that a good time on this course, considering how hot it was?
You know, I think again with not as much competition for me, I wasn't pushing as hard as I could have been. So I probably could have got a little faster, but I mean, there was just no one out there pushing me to do that.
How'd you feel? I mean, it was really hot.
Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, at the finish line, I didn't feel too tired. It felt kind of like a fast tempo more than a race, but that was keep me fresh for the next race, I guess.
Yeah, and you guys have got some things in your sights this year, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we're excited for state. See how we do there. And the all-class rankings came out. We were on that, which was surprising. We were happy about that.
Some of our local guys and the way they finished. In fourth place was Quentin Miles of North Hall in 18:15.9. Bailey Pless of North Hall in 18:28 in seventh. In eighth was Tanner Peacock of Gainesville in 18:31. And in ninth place was Lewis Brooks of Lakeview in 18:35. Now, after all of that, North Hall went to the prestigious Clara Bowl race at Berry College in Rome, and they took first on the boys' side and third on the girls'. Whit Nix ran a 16:45 to place third individually for the Trojans. Bryce Schubert ran fourth in 16:48, and Zach Hill was fifth in 16:51. Victoria Rogers led the girls with a ninth place individual finish. For the Trojan boys, they basically split the squad and still wound up with 2 team titles and an individual championship last week. Not too shabby for Coach Drew Rogers, folks.
2 titles in the same week. Not too shabby for the North Hall boys.
Boys ran great again. We ran really good at the War Eagle Invitational. Tucker LaCicero won the whole race. Ran a good race, a little slow course, but ran very well. Then on Saturday against 40 schools, we ended up winning against, there's a real good school from Florida who showed up, and we beat them by 14, but had a real good race. 3 of the top 5 and 5 in the top 25, so outstanding.
Well, it seems to be in cross country, you need to have people finishing very high or bunching everybody together reasonably high. And you guys have been doing a little bit of both.
Right. We have right now 4 runners running up in our top 4, so we have 4 running close together in the front. And then our 5th runner, which is probably the most important runner, we have 4 guys battling out for a number 5 spot. It's been different people almost every week so far for a number 5 runner, and that's really helping us out.
Got to be a boost to the confidence of the guys, too, against all these kids.
I mean, we had, like I said, one of our top runners didn't run Saturday, and our number 4 runner really stepped it up, and he ended up being almost a number 2 runner until our number 3 runner out-kicked him at the very end. But 3 right there in the top 5, and that's, like I said, that's the depth is what's really helping us out right now in the boys.
And the girls seem to be coming along.
Right, the girls had a great race on Saturday, ran pretty well on Thursday, Saturday. Top 5 all ran very well. We don't have quite as much depth on the girls' side, but we're running extremely well. Victoria came in 9th, Michaela Ellis came in 20th, so we had 2 in the top 20. And overall, our 3, 4, and 5 also had a great race. Came in 3rd. White County's ahead of us right now. We got to work on that. We got to work a little bit harder in practice, try to get back ahead of White County again. But we're very happy with where we are right now.
Some other running notes for you here. Over the weekend, the Lakeview boys finished 7th in the Mountain Eagle Invitational. Dustin Snyder 4th overall in 18:20, and Lewis Brooks was 8th in 18:52. North Hall alumnus and current University of Georgia senior Morgan Van Gorder won the women's race at the Georgia Invitational at the University of Georgia Equestrian Complex in Bishop recently. She ran the 5,000 meters in 17:92, just 5 seconds ahead of her teammate in second place. In fact, the Dogs swept the top 3 places in both the men's and the women's races. And you 5K runners, you have the Cupcake Challenge in Claremont this coming Saturday. You can log on to www.claremontdays.net for more information. Our athletes of the week and more as we wrap it up after the break. This is Hall County Sports. Hi again, everybody. Gary Glenn back on the set of Hall County Sports TV at our studios at McEver Road United Methodist Church. Joining us once again on the set, the pastor at McEver Road UMC, Rob Bruce. And Rob, got a new series coming up.
That's right, Gary. We're going to start a new series about work. You know, a lot of people think work is a curse, but, well, I don't want to go that far into it. But the name of the series is Johnny Paycheck, and our first sermon in the series is going to be Take This Job and...
well, we don't want to get too far into that right now. So if you want to see what Rob's got to say about work, join us here at McEver Road United Methodist Church, 3606 McEver Road in Oakwood. Rob, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair.
a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McKelvey Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McKelvey Road in Oakwood. With 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups, McKelvey Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ. Starting our wrap-up of the week, in volleyball, Gainesville split a tri-match as they beat Loganville and lost to Hart County last week. Lauren Carter led the Lady Red Elephants with 59 digs on the evening. Kaylin Walden added 32 assists for the Lady Elephants. Anna Walker recorded 22 kills. And it hasn't been a bad start for the Lady Red Elephants, who went to the Elite 8 in AAA last year. Now this time, though, they are competing in 5A. They started this week 13-5 overall and 3-0 in the region. Their coach is Randy Orr.
Tell me about the team so far.
So far, this year we have our 6 strong seniors that are returning, and we also have a very strong freshman class and a couple of sophomore juniors that are really helping out with the success that we are receiving and experiencing right now.
You went to the Elite 8 last year.
Yes.
Did that surprise anybody?
I think it surprised everybody, to be honest with you. Going on to a 4-winning game streak to going to the Elite 8, that surprised parents, the school, and surrounding community as well.
Did it surprise you and the girls?
Not at all, because the talent was there and the heart was there. We just had to put it all together.
What has pleased you so far about this year, other than a pretty good start?
Good start, great team morale, awesome support from the community and the parents and the school. Just overall, just having a great time. The experience has been, needless to say, just heartwarming, and it's been a lot of fun.
Did the Olympics give you any kind of a boost between what the women did, the beach volleyball? And
we joked around and we said that's what it should look like. One day, that's what real volleyball is. So it was kind of exciting to see on a different level that they're capable of doing that.
Mm-hmm. And people saw that, and now they're coming out to see you saying, wow, that looked pretty good. It was kind of exciting.
Yes, it's been a lot. There's been a lot of exciting game plays lately. We've kind of been able to run our plays because they had that year of coming together, acting as a team, and now they trust each other a lot more than they did last year. So they're being able to execute a lot more that they've been practicing. And so it's a lot of fun because they're having a great time. They're perfect plays, and they're exciting. It's been real fun.
Handicap the competition for me. Who's the team to beat besides Gainesville?
Right now in our new region that we moved up to 5A, so far we're 3-0 in the region, but tomorrow we'll be playing Appalachia, who is also doing really well in in our region as well. So right now Appalachia is our team that if we beat them, then we've made the goal that we're going to be undefeated in the region. So after that, that's the only team we really haven't played. So we are looking forward to that right now.
Hall County. A lot of these people not in your region anymore, but it's pretty good volleyball around here.
It is. It's been a lot of fun. We've been able to match up with West Hall. They took a win off of us, and we took a win off them. So it's just the competition. It's been built up, so we try to keep our local teams together with the competition because there's a lot of heart into each and every play that we get to play with them.
Chances of making another postseason run for you guys, pretty good?
Very good. Very good. We're starting great. Like I said, with 6 seniors who pretty much started this program, they're ready to, go out with a huge bang. They take region title, and then from there, the sky's the limit with them. They know they've put in so much time, so much heart and effort into it that they're not leaving without making a statement.
In other volleyball, East Hall's Brittany Campbell had 23 points on serve with 13 aces, 30 assists, and 6 digs with a 21-point service run for East Hall and straight sets wins over North Hall and Cross Keys. Also for the Lady Vikes, Carrie Hicks had 30 digs, 5 aces, and 4 kills, and Taryn Long added 11 kills, a pair of aces, and a couple of digs. Florida Branch took wins over Wanda Barrow and East Hall as Chanel Lear and Gabrielle Burke combined for 25 assists. Colleen Grider contributed 15 kills and 8 aces for the Lady Falcons. Now, Campbell had 47 assists, 10 digs, and 8 aces for East Hall as they bounced back. They did lose to the Branch, but they beat Wanda Barrow that night. Hicks racked up 26 digs, 5 kills, and a pair of aces for the Lady Vikes, and Long added 16 digs and 13 kills.
Emily Hoggart had 23 kills, 15 digs, and a couple of aces. And T.T. Shelton recorded 14 kills and 4 digs. East Hall, the number 9 ranked team in AAA, then swept past Eastside, Walnut Grove, Loganville, and Prince Avenue Christian. 4 wins in a single day. A number of girls had an outstanding day that day. Campbell had 73 assists, 22 digs, and 6 kills. Hicks had 60 digs and 7 aces. Emily Hoggart had 31 kills and 25 digs. And Shelton, 31 digs and 10 kills. West Hall won 2 out of 3 at the Georgia Challenge in Roswell, winning against Sprayberry and splitting with Cambridge. The Lady Spartans lost the first matchup in 3 sets, but they won the rematch in 2. Lakin Hereford, 56 assists, and Lanisha Curse, 16 kills and 10 blocks. Emily Granger and Kelsey Jones had 15 kills, with Jones also adding 13 digs. Now, last week's feature team, Lakeview, swept past Yeshiva of Atlanta and Tallulah Falls before they ran into a rough patch at the end of the week last week. Leaders for the Lady Lions that evening included Katie White, 17 digs, 11 kills and a pair of aces, and Bailey Tolles, 15 assists, 10 aces, and 4 digs. North Hall swept past Johnston and West Forsyth. Christina Gregory, 17 assists, 10 kills and a pair of aces for the Lady Trojans. Mackenzie Bryant with 12 digs and 2 aces. Kelly Chance had 9 assists and 6 aces for Johnston to win over West Forsyth, and the loss to North Hall. Savannah Turk added 14 digs and 12 kills for the Lady Knights. And back to West Hall, they lost to Buford, but Curse led the Lady Spartans to win over Decatur with 12 kills and 10 blocks. Jones tallied 15 kills and 5 blocks for West Hall. Lakin Hereford, 19 assists. Turning to softball, Flowery Branch beat Winder-Barrow 4-2. Junior Jessica Thomas went the distance as she pitched a complete game. At the plate, Kelly Callert led the Lady Falcons with a 2-run homer in the 5th inning. Callert and Casey Zoller led the Lady Falcons offensively, going a combined 4 for 5 and a 4-2 win over Appalachia. Callert was 2 for 2 for the Branch with a double and a single, 3 runs scored, and 3 stolen bases. Zoller was 2 for 3 at the plate, driving in 3 of the 4 Falcon runs. Thomas again picked up the win from the circle. Gainesville beat Johnson 7-4 as Kayla Street struck out 6 and pitched a complete game for the Lady Red Elephants. Caitlin Roper was 2 for 3 for Gainesville with a couple of RBI. And Sarah Arenas went 1 for 3 with a pair of RBI, and Rachel Funk went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. Okay, time now to name our athletes of the week, and for the boys, it's going to be Tucker LaCicero, North Hall cross country, for his dominating win at the War Eagle Invitational, and also kind of a tie for him with a North Hall classmate of his, T.J. Tate, for his great runs and all of that. 4 touchdowns in the big win over Johnson. And for the girls, also a tie. Brittany Campbell of East Hall Volleyball for her very busy and outstanding week. And tying with her, Kelly Callert of the Lady Falcons softball team for Flowery Branch. Boy, she had a great week as well. And that's our show for this week. I'm Gary Glenn. Join us next week right here for more Hall County Sports. Hi again, everybody. Gary Glenn back on the set of Hall County Sports TV at our studios at McEver Road United Methodist Church. Joining us once again on the set, the pastor at McEver Road UMC, Rob Bruce. And Rob, got a new series coming up.
That's right, Gary. We're going to start a new series about work. You know, a lot of people think work is a curse, but, well, I don't want to go that far into it. But the name of the series is Johnny Paycheck, and our first sermon in the series is going to be Take This Job and...
well, we don't want to get too far into that right now. So if you want to see what Rob's got to say about work, join us here at McEver Road United Methodist Church, 3606 McEver Road in Oakwood. Rob, we'll see you in church on Sunday.
See you Sunday.
Hall County Sports is brought to you in part by Green Ford on Browns Bridge Road in Gainesville. Check out the latest deals. And remember, when you go Green Ford. By Mountain View Auto Repair, a full-service shop for all of your automotive needs. Call Danny at Mountain View Auto Repair at 770-535-7278. And by McEver Road United Methodist Church. Visit us on McEver Road in Oakwood with 3 worship services every Sunday morning, Kids Town and adult small groups. McEver Road United Methodist Church is dedicated to transforming the world through the good news of Jesus Christ.